Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Eagle Eye Podcast. It is episode 99, and we are here yet again after our hiatus of 2 weeks. We're finally back to talk all things Las Águilas del América. It's your boy Ivan, alongside with none other than New York's own Christian Rosendo, who, by the way, just turned 21. Happy birthday to Christian. How are you, my good friend?
Hungover. No, I'm joking. I'm good. Yeah. Thank you for the birthday wish, but it's been a long 2 weeks, and I'm just ready and excited to talk about America because we are yet again in another final.
Yes, that is right. And for those of you asking, where is our beloved cowboy? Well, if you have not noticed his Twitter account, he is right now a little bit busy doing big things out there with his job. So he's a little bit preoccupied. But if he has an opportunity to hop on today, he will do so. I know he really wanted to be on this podcast, really wanted to talk and hype up not the I can't finish my sentence. The final between Club America and Monterrey. And talking about home, America does get to wrap up this final in the Estadio Azteca in the second leg as well. We'll talk about how important that is, and we'll just get all you guys is ready for what is to be hopefully a really good and entertaining final, not just Thursdays but Sundays legs as well. But before we do so, we have to talk about the heart-stopping and almost heartbreaking semifinal that was America versus Morelia, a game that looked to be a little bit out of reach yet again for America after losing in the first leg the way they did, and then again having to climb another mountain at home against Morelia in a game in which we had plenty of controversial decisions. We have plenty of good goals. Some of them disallowed, some of them stayed on the score sheet. But Christian, I know it's been a while. I know it's been a long 2 weeks. But can you tell me exactly how is it that you feel coming into this final after the Morelia game?
I feel very confident. I think that the players just have this mindset and this mentality of never giving up and knowing who they play for. I think that's a very, very good thing to have, especially in a final, to know that, no matter what the circumstances or what the situation is, that you'll never stop giving your 100. You could be down, but you're never out. And in the final against a team of this caliber like Monterrey is, you're going to need that from every single one of these players. And the fact that we do just fills me with confidence. And I think that we can actually win this final.
No, yeah, definitely. We have plenty of arsenal and manpower going into this. Plenty of talent and plenty of resilience as these players have been able to showcase us. But do we have what it takes to win a result or take a result home? Not even win a game, but take a result back to the Estadio Azteca and be able to manage the game from there and win it comfortably without having to hold our breath up to the 90th minute?
I think we do, but it's just up to the players. I think that we had a chance to do it in the quarterfinal against Tigres, but we failed. I think we had a good chance to do it in Morelia again, but we failed again. So, but we'll talk about this more later when we preview Monterrey. But if we're gonna win this championship, I really think it's very essential to get a result in Monterrey and not try to climb this mountain that we have for the past two matchups.
No, yeah, most definitely, most definitely. We'll talk about all things America versus Monterrey in just a little bit, but let's go in and let's dive deep into what was the semifinal between America and Morelia, a game in which we already mentioned had a lot of drama, had a lot of last-minute nerves, but maybe shouldn't have been. Unfortunately, America ended up making it that because of the way that they finished the first leg. And let's talk about that first leg because America did start off that game quite well, and it just seemed that something switched off, and Morelia definitely had the game in the bag. What do you think went wrong for America in that first leg?
I think we just have to owe it up to the red card. I think you said it perfectly. I think we were playing actually quite well. For my liking, we were pressing. We were all up in their area of the field. We were taking shots, making passes. We were actually playing well. And I think that's how we want to start off the game. Unfortunately, though, things got a little bit nicky picky here, and Jorge Sanchez gets one ridiculous foul and it gets carded, and then makes another dumb play, and he's seen the red. Well, the double yellow that turns into the red. But I think from there it kind of went downhill. You had to take out Ibargüen to put in Vargas, and already being down 1-0 at the time of the red card just kind of made things a lot more difficult for us. And I think we were holding on well, but what Morelia did well, I think, was their counterattack was impeccable this game. They really knew how to defend our set pieces, and from there go on to implement their game plan, which was the counterattack, and one of those actually resulted into a goal. So I think they played this game very well and kind of just really capitalized on our mistakes and our errors that we had throughout the game.
No, yeah, no, yeah. It's something I really want to talk about in regards to this red card was kind of the lack of indiscipline that George Sanchez had.
Hmm.
This is a player that we praised a lot, in the closing stages of the season. A player who had a lot of confidence built up after his national team call up, and it really was a bit stunning. It was a bit shocking to see him kind of be so reckless, especially in that last. The second challenge in which he does end up getting that second yellow card. You would imagine someone with a
Uh-huh.
little bit more experience, someone with a little bit more of a better mentality of the situation, that they would have just said, okay, I'm gonna let the man run, I'm gonna let the man go. I have cover, I have people in the back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Also, I think. Oh, sorry to cut you off, but I think it might have been a lack of communication too from the other player that was coming in. I think that was Aguilera, if I'm not mistaken. But they probably should have communicated a little bit better. But nonetheless, though, it was a silly tackle, one that should have never been made, and that just it's on him. He's the one that made the play, and the responsibility has to fall on him.
No, yeah, 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 definitely. I mean, Aguilera did not have the best of games in this one either. And
Right.
it felt like sometimes we were playing down, 9 men because of how terrible the situation was in the defense. Um, how did you feel that Piojo coped with the red card though? Do you think he made the right call, or do you think there was a better way to handle the situation?
I think he made the right call. I mean, there's really not many options you can do at that moment when your left back gets taken out. I mean, Vargas obviously seemed like the natural choice. To take out Ibargüendo, I can see why he did it. I would have probably preferred, probably Giovanni Dos Santos to come off. I think Ibargüendo provides a little bit more offensive flair to your game. And I just would have preferred to see that. But I knew it was either going to be Ibargüen or Giovanni, and it just happened to be Ibargüen. But I think that's the best way he could have probably coped with that situation, honestly.
Yeah, a lot of people wanted Gio out. A lot of people wanted Gio to be the first one to be out. Um, I mean, like you said, I think there's a strong case for both of these players, right?
Yeah,
But you're right. That was the correct call to make. I think, and we'll talk about this too because with Sanchez out, it was interesting to see how he was going to deal with um, with no Jorge Sanchez in the second leg, and he ended up putting Cordoba
yeah.
in that position, which was
Hmm.
quite peculiar, but it ended up working for him tremendously.
Yes,
Um,
right.
but yeah, I mean, Morelia then goes off and they have themselves a goal, um, which by the way is a mistake from the defense,
Viñas. And
from
mistake from Viñas too.
Viñas, a mistake from Memo. Is a mistake from everywhere, all around. It's a goal that is definitely should be blamed as a team mistake.
Yes, that was definitely, yeah.
You know,
100%.
and it is unfortunate that it happens, but you would imagine, okay, you're down a goal. Let's see what you guys have capable of responding. You're down a man too, so these are the moments where you show improve yourself that you're an America player.
Hmm. Correct. I think after the 2-0, I think we still played. Not, I'm not gonna say we played great, but we still didn't play like that bad. I still thought that we had something in us to get at least a goal because an away goal would have made things a lot more easier in the return leg. But it just didn't happen. You saw a couple subs. You brought on Roger Martinez, who really didn't have that much of an impact. You took out Henry Martin, who really wasn't having the best of games. You take out Giovanni finally, and I honestly think he didn't do really anything that game. You bring on Cordoba, who did a little bit, but kind of got shut off towards the end of the match. So that was also a failed sub. So So yeah, just things after that second goal just didn't go our way, and even after they had their red card of their own, even 10 on 10, a little bit more even playing field. I still didn't think that, we were down. I still thought we were the better team. But unfortunately, we just didn't have it in us that night to get a goal.
Yeah, no, and then momentum was actually building in our favor when Morelia's second goal comes in. Really,
Right.
it's we're
Hmm.
pressuring, we're doing, we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, trying to find that goal. Mind you, we had chances as well. It's just we weren't concrete. Sure, they weren't that great, and there weren't that many. But again, it's something that we talked about is this team needs to be a little bit more resilient in front of goal. But whenever they did find themselves in those situations, there's a bit of a panic mode. This is a sense of what do we do? How do we get this right? Which kind of was what happened in how Morelia was able to break away and get that second goal is because Henry Martin isn't caught in the mind of, okay, am I gonna shoot? Okay, there's not enough. Which pass do I give? Do I give one this way, that way? He ends up giving a short pass that is then taken away by the Morelia player easily. Then they break through, they run at it, with one defender only being there, and then
Hmm.
it's a fabulous goal, by the way, because the the Ford had the audacity to chip Ochoa, and then Aguilera, I would imagine, maybe could have had a chance to take it out. I don't know. I think he stumbled with his own feet. Um,
Yeah.
and then of course the ball goes in the back of the net. It's 2-0, and I think at that point everyone's starting to just look at themselves and think, okay, what's going on? What's going on? Did we just do that big game against Tigres for nothing?
Yeah, no, I think that was going through the minds of every Americanista when that goal happened. Everyone just looking at each other like, seriously, like what just happened? Like something just hit them out of nowhere, and I think that's just speaks to the fact that I think every Americanista and people can say that they didn't, but they really underestimated this team just because their name is Morelia and not Tigres or not anyone else. They see Morelia and they thought, okay, it should be an easier game than Tigres. But even I said that it was probably going to be as complicated or even more complicated than Tigres because we kind of know Tigres. We play them so many times that we kind of just know how they play. With this team, it was a little bit different because they just had this kind of secret sauce that guide them through to the semifinal. Um, so it was very interesting for us to play them, and we saw that throughout the series. Well, honestly, throughout this match, that they just were different, and they were so concrete with everything they did. It was surprising to see. We saw this Morelia we saw for maybe 10 minutes of the second leg, and after that they would just disappear completely. But for this game specifically, though, they really nailed the head on everything.
Yep. And then of course match ends. America still doesn't get a goal. You think 2-0. What does America need to do? They need to win by 2 goals, and they need to make sure that they don't concede. What is the one thing that this
Yes.
team does so much, so frequently? And that is let in goals. Let in
Yes.
goals. And there's one thing that we talked about that was so crucial in these games was clean sheets, clean sheets, clean sheets. And something that we're talking about
Hmm.
prior to the playoffs as well was clean sheets, clean sheets, clean sheets, because we knew and we had an understanding that having a tight defense was going to secure you an option going into the next round. And we actually did get a clean sheet against the Tigres game, right? No, no, excuse me, we
No.
did not get a clean sheet. It looked like we were going to get a clean sheet, but then, of course, towards the second half, once we had that 3 goal cushion, again, you let it slip and you cause yourself, your own problems. Again, in this
Hmm.
situation, you knew that you had to get a clean sheet. And coming into this game at the Estadio Seca, a lot of nerves were going on, a lot of tension was going on in between the fans, the players, the staff. Everyone was kind of ready to point fingers if things went south. But you have to give it to Piojo. Credit to him for putting out the roster that he did. Credit to the players for going out and playing the game that they did. Um, really tremendous, tremendous performance. They get the win, nearly, just barely, and they see Morelia go home. America advances into the next round. What changed in that second leg match for you, Christian, that you really, really nailed it to you that, okay, this is the America side that needs to go out?
I
And,
think it was a culmination of everything. I think it was just there's obviously a lot of factors that go into trying to make a comeback like the one that we did on a few Sundays ago. One, I think the players were determined to go out and make a statement that 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 America that they saw in the previous leg was the previous match was not the America that made a comeback against Tigres. So I think they kind of had that drilled into their heads. They knew who they were playing for. They knew the institution they were representing when they stepped on that field on that Sunday night. They knew that they had to really hold this name high over their heads and prove to the whole world that it wasn't just a fluke that they beat Tigres. I think number three, the atmosphere. A sold out crowd in a semifinal match against Morelia was everything. I think they really fed off that atmosphere, and that energy that was just created in that stadium was immense. I really wish I could have been there. I know you definitely wish you could have been there just to feel just the energy and the synergy of that stadium, and just the culmination of everything. And honestly, I think that was a pretty big part, because I think Morelia kind of was a little bit intimidated after the Renato Ibarra goal. I think you kind of see him just play way too safe, because let's remember, they just needed one. They could have allowed three. They just needed one. We wouldn't need to make four. That's all they needed. They needed just one goal, and this series was most likely over. But they didn't have it in them. I told you, they played great 10 minutes. After that, they were done. They were non-existent for the whole match. And it's just the true, I guess, potential of this squad when they have the right mentality, and just set on a goal, and they just played for each other, played for the team, played for the fans, and that just honestly lifted everybody up. I think a key player I want to mention is Renato Ibarra, because even after he scored, he had to come off due to an injury. He wasn't even 100%, and he said, listen, I'll go out there, I'll play as much as I can, I'll give what I give. He gave us a goal, and then he left like a true champ with an injury. But you just saw his presence on the field just change everything. Honestly, this was a night where everything had to go our way, and honestly, it did.
It definitely did. Well, I had a whole bunch of things to say in regards to what you were saying, but now I'm only thinking, okay, the last thing. But yes. By the way, Renato Ibarra, full health, trained today.
Oh yes.
In front of what was it? Almost 40,000 fans. He looks
almost 40,000 fans.
He looks to be 100% ready to go for Thursday. So does Ibarra, by the way. But yes, everything that needed to go right went right for America. Even the calls, the right referee calls went the right way.
Oh yes. Dude, stop.
A lot of
controversials.
A lot of controversials between what was going on in the VAR this Liga, but the right call was made. Not only for the Morelia disallowed goal, but for the America disallowed goals as well. So
yes.
Actually, a round of applause and credit to the referees who actually did a good job, and no real controversial came out of it in a sense in regards to those goals. But like you mentioned, everything that needed to go right went right. Renato Ibarra, so vital to this America side, and how many times have we praised him for being the player that we know he can be? And this is one of these things that, just like Ibarra, when on his days, he can do everything and even more. So there's a reason why he was in Europe. There's a reason why people wanted him over there. He's got the power, he's got the potential, he's got the stamina, he's got the speed, everything that culminates into a right winger. He has it, and he can produce it immensely. And it's just, how do we get the best out of him in every single game, especially in these finals where you need him to be the most vital player for your attack?
No, 100%. I think another player we need to highlight is Viñas. My man scored again, the game-winning goal. The goal that sent us to the final was scored by a player who previously had to retire a few years ago and then came back. The story about this guy is just touching to me and touching to the whole America fan base, that a player of with his story is doing the things that he's doing right now. It's literally a fairy tale to him. And it's just crazy to see how this player just came out of nowhere. Questions being asked: why did we pick him up? There were so many better options than him. Why him? I think we're now seeing the result of why him. Why this Directiva picked him to be on this team.
Oh yeah, definitely. And by the way, he's still only 62 rated in FIFA. Come on, EA. Bring him up. He deserves at least a 70. At least a 70. And that's just 75 is probably correct, but I'm just kidding. That's a bit maybe too generous for a player who's only had a couple of months here, but he has showed plenty of potential within the couple of months that he's been here. Like you mentioned, Christian. There's a reason why we went for him. And here's my question to you is, because this is a question that every Americanista is asking themselves, and a lot of people are going to be asking Piojo Herrera if things go well for America in this final, is whether or not is Viñas going to stay on a permanent basis.
Correct, because we have to remind the fan base that he is here on a loan. But America does have the first say if they would like to purchase the player. I think I've seen reports already, and I think I talked to someone who is who's very confident that the board is now looking into making this a permanent signing for America. Is it the right one? From what I've seen so far, it's definitely the right one. I think it's a gamble that we can take, and this is a player that's very determined. He knows where he's at, and he knows what he has to do in order to become the next step player. So if America wants to go through with this, I am 100% for it.
Yeah. This looks like it could be a great addition to the team if it is going to be on a permanent basis. He has a lot still to showcase in
Oh, 100%.
one last 2 game series, and it's going to be in this final against Monterrey. He has everything to write his name in history as potentially, one of the biggest players in America history if he's able to culminate he's able to culminate this 14th title for America. He can go down in history
Just a
with
few
just
months.
a few months into being
It's
in
literally
this
insane.
institution. No, yeah, it's
It's
insane.
insane.
It's insane, but it's exactly what every fan, whatever player dreams of, right?
Oh, of
A
course.
player that just maybe isn't known, but comes into your team, absolutely breaks it, and becomes this world superstar.
That's what I'm saying. Because when we were previewing the season, we would have never, ever, ever, ever guessed that some kid from Uruguay was gonna come in here and take us to the final. It never would have happened.
Never, never at all, like you said. But yeah, it's great to see Viñas. Like you said, someone that we definitely need to highlight. Because he's not only done this against Morelia, he's done this against Tigres, and he's done this in big games where he's had to come off the bench or where he's
Yeah.
had to start.
Mhm.
He's showcased that he knows how to play, and he knows how to play for the team.
That's what I'm
And that's
saying.
the
I
most
think
important
that's a
part.
very good. That's a very huge trait of him. He plays for the team. Yes, there might be games when he was starting where he was on the bench. He had his chance to start, and maybe didn't do so well. He sent it back to the bench, but he worked hard, trained hard, and now he's here. And now I have him starting for the final. But I'll get to my lineup in a short few segments. But yes, love this player, and I hope he continues to score more goals for us because we needed to.
Yeah, we definitely need goals in this game against Morelia, but I mean Monterrey, and we needed goals against Morelia, in which we did so. By the way, funny enough, there was a lot of tension, of course, about this game, and ready for kickoff and everything to go. I wasn't able to start watching the match until about up to the 20th, 23rd minute of the match is when I started actually watching the game. Funny
Yikes.
story. I was gonna watch the game with one of my best friends and his cousin, which is another one of my best friends. We went down to his house. His family's big Morelia fans. I was gonna be the only Americanista there, which is kind of crazy. But we went, and turns out they didn't have cable, so they thought
Oh.
they thought that it was gonna be on like regular Univision, which I thought too, right?
Uh-huh.
Because it's a big game, but no, it was only going to be until the end. So we did everything to try to get it onto the TV. They put it on YouTube. We were watching it sideways for a little bit for some time. It was terrible. It's terrible, completely terrible. Until we just called this local pizza sport bar. We asked them if they were showing the game. They said yes. So we just all migrated over there and started watching the game from there. But yeah, it was a very intense game. I don't think me and my friend ever stopped watching the game. I don't even think we ate until the game was over.
Yeah, no, that happens when a game like this is being played. It's very hard to concentrate on your food, honestly. But yeah, this game was definitely one for the memories, the one for the history books. But after all of this, we're back at another final, which I
Back
think the
in
most
another
important part.
final. Yes, and right before we talk about that final, I do want to ask you one thing, Christian. And I'd like to open the question to anyone who's listening to this right now, and I'd love to hear you guys' response. But what did you go through? How low did your heart sink when Morelia scored that goal?
Dude, I looked at my dad and we were just like, wow, we just did all that for nothing. But then we looked back and then we saw like people talking. We were like, there might this might be we might get the call, we might get the offside call. And then we watched one replay, and my dad just jumped up, offside, it's offside, it's offside, it's offside. So I was like, stop, because I just sat still, because I didn't want to get too hyped, because if I got too hyped and it wasn't offside, I was gonna be very, very, very disappointed. So I just stayed still, and then when they saw the official call being offside,
Huge
one of
sigh of
those
relief,
came
right?
out. One of those came out.
Oh my god.
And then yeah, then I left and I just kept watching the last 20 minutes, and I think I lost like 10 years of my life. But I guess it'll be all worth it. We lift that 14th this Sunday. So yeah, it was a very very dramatic moment. But it went in our favor though, so I guess that's all I can ask for.
No, yeah, most definitely. Um, yeah, when that goal went in, obviously they all started cheering, celebrating, and I just thought to myself, wow, you know,
Yeah,
this is really happening. This is really, and I was already thinking, okay,
it is what it is, right?
I was like, damn it, here we go.
It kind of hurt seeing all the Morelia players celebrating too. I was just like,
Yeah,
yikes! Like this
like they
is
knew
really
it,
about to
they knew it,
happen.
and I looked at
Yeah,
the
they knew.
time.
Yeah.
I was like, two more goals. No, we can't do it.
No, yeah, the wait, yeah.
And then, the offside gets called, and um, no lie, I was like, even if it's not offside, call it, ref. Let the check clear. Check. Emilio's gotta cut the check. Whatever you gotta
And let's
do.
go, baby. Yeah, for real.
Um,
No, yeah, it was a very, very dramatic moment, like I said. But I do want to say one more thing before I think we wrap up this segment. I think Piojo did a good. I like the subs, but I think they should have been made a little bit more sooner. I think also Gonzalo was a good sub, but I think he should have come in about the maybe 70, 77, 77, 80th minute. He puts him in at the 86th, and I think that was way too late. I think he was risking it way too much. Nico Castillo for Henry Martin. Okay, I like it just to kind of give, I guess, Nico a little bit of reps here, give Henry Martin the little rest that he deserves. So that's fine. That really didn't matter to me. I don't really think Nico did much, anyways. But I guess just to get him in there. But yeah, I think this is an overall great game from Piojo himself. Even though I do question him a lot, this is one of the ones that he actually got right, and I commend him for it. I praise him for this. And that just kind of fills me with a little bit of confidence that he will come out with the correct lineup and the correct tactics come this Thursday when we play Monterrey in Monterrey. So yeah, it was a very dramatic, exciting, heartbreaking, then cheering at the end kind of game. But I guess that's all you can ask for a semifinal, and this must have been great if you were neutral, honestly.
oh yeah, no, yeah, definitely a great matchup. Now I know you said you questioned Piojo a lot. I would imagine a lot of question marks surrounded him at the beginning of the match when lineups came out, and you saw Sebastian Cordova on that left back spot.
Yes, we all did. We were all just like, what's going on?
What is going on?
Yeah, what is going on? But
They paid off.
honestly, yeah, it paid off. I don't think he played it that well. I think there were just a few plays where it kind of got a little bit scary, but that's it's normal because he doesn't play that position, so he doesn't really know, I guess, the natural movement or the natural pass to make in certain situations. But overall, I really do think Cordova coped well with the situation, the position, given. So I guess props to Cordova in a way that he stepped up to the plate and said, "Listen, I got you, fam. Don't worry. I'll take over this left back side and I'll play like a champ." And you know what? I think he did a great job, and it really showed throughout the match.
No, yeah, definitely. But that was America versus Morelia. America ended up winning 2-0, and because of the better positioning in the table, they are able to go and advance, and they are into the final against Monterrey, which, by the way, was put on a bit of a hiatus because Monterrey was going down to Qatar to go represent CONCACAF in the Club World Cup in I guess a tournament that's, I would imagine, decent performance from Monterrey, a decent result, I would imagine, as well, as they ended up coming up third place in the tournament. Almost had Liverpool into a extra time situation. Unfortunately for them, it didn't happen, which is a bit unfortunate for us too, because you would have liked to see a little bit more tired legs from Monterrey side.
Yeah, the only problem with that is that after this match, pretty much all their star players went home, with the exception of few. So they kind of got up and ready. But it is what it is. I do want to say congratulations to Monterrey. I don't know if the guy from Rayados 90 is watching this, but congratulations to you and your team for your performance at the Club World Cup. I honestly thought you guys were gonna have Liverpool just for a little second there. But I guess Trent and Firmino just was just a little bit too much at the end. But it was a great match nonetheless. And congrats on the penalty shootout win against that other team who I really can't pronounce. But we'll leave it at that though. So nonetheless though, I think this is gonna be a great matchup. They're coming in with a lot of confidence, I assume, from all those matches. I think even though they lost against Liverpool, I really do think that that matchup filled them with a lot of confidence, knowing how they perform and knowing the outcome and knowing the scoreline. Um, this is not going to be an easy match, right? This is not going to be an easy match for us.
No, no. But I don't think it's gonna be as difficult as a lot of people make it out to be. Especially after that Liverpool game, a lot of people were saying
I think the
Monterrey
media
Monterrey was
and
gonna
Monterrey fans
completely
are.
wash out America because of the game that they had against. Look, granted, it was one game. They put out as much effort as they could have against a European giant. They held them as long as they could. Props to them, but I don't know. It's could be a one game type of thing situation for them. And look,
Hmm.
Monterrey's never been an easy team for us. Although we did ended up beating them in the regular season, what 4-2.
Or two.
So I mean,
But
it's
it's a whole different Monterrey
yeah,
now.
yeah,
That's a whole
yeah.
different coach, whole different system.
Yeah. So, but it's gonna be different. It's gonna be obviously difficult, but I don't think Monterrey are favorites just like that after one game against Liverpool, in
Hmm.
which Liverpool didn't even. It goes to show you how important this game was to Liverpool, how offensive they thought this Monterrey team was gonna be, if they decided to leave some of their starters on the bench.
Yeah. Hmm.
Right.
But no, yeah. I completely agree with you.
So it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a fun one. And with that said, America is gonna be facing off against Monterrey this Thursday, a couple days, one day after Christmas actually. So
Yes.
that's gonna be fun, exciting. I almost forget that the holidays are around because I'm still just waiting for this final to hit because
Dude,
it's
Christmas Eve is tomorrow.
Christmas Eve.
It's not
It's
it's not hitting me.
I
It's
don't
not hitting
I
me.
know. To be honest, look, Santa already got my letter. He got it since the beginning of the season. I asked him for a certain number 14th title. Let's see if he can deliver it to me a
Yeah,
little
for
bit late. But we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I mean the holidays are right around the corner, but yet it seems that no one's actually talking about that, at least in the community.
no,
It's not a
no.
happy holidays, very festive mood around here. It's when is the game gonna start? I'm anxious. I want to see my team play. I want to see my team win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's been a long, long wait, and I really just hope this doesn't affect any of the America players mentally. I really do hope that they're still drilled on this final. But as for us fans and us analysts, I guess I can call myself that. But we're just anxious to see this team go and go out there and just put on a great performance against this Monterrey side. There's a lot of variables that can go into this match, like the lineup, the tactics that we can use. Everything's all up in the air, I guess. But it's gonna be a good one though. It's gonna be a great one, and I just can't wait for it to start.
Definitely. And talking about starting, we got some pretty weird kickoff times, by the way. So America is going to be playing against Monterrey in Monterrey on Thursday, like I mentioned, December 26th. That is going to be kickoff time of 6:36 p.m., which is going to
Yes.
be very odd of time of a kickoff. But that's 6:36 p.m. That's going to be 8:36 Pacific, Central Time, and that is going to be 9:36 p.m. Eastern Time. Very odd time for kickoff.
Maybe that time.
Very
And
odd.
also, it will be on Fox, not on TUDN.
Yes. So for those of you who are asking and gonna be trying to go to like a bar or a pub or anything, make sure that they're gonna be playing it on Fox, not on TUDN.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Yes.
gonna be Thursday, and the follow-up match, which is gonna be Sunday at the Estadio Azteca at a sold-out crowd. By the way, sold-out crowd within
Already sold out.
how many hours did it take for that to sell out? If I'm not mistaken, it was somewhere between two
Was it two?
two
I think it was
hours,
two.
two
I thought it was
hours,
two. Yes, sir.
2 hours,
That
and the ticket sold out like that. Unfreaking believable.
I didn't get mine.
No, I didn't. I was on hold, and it was like 2 hours and 2 minutes. And once the time I got in, it was done. It was a wrap.
Yeah, they said sorry, sold out.
Sorry, sold out. Yeah. So
Oh
we'll
well, next time.
hopefully next time. Yeah, definitely next
Yeah,
time.
next time.
But
Next time.
actually, no. I did have ideas of going, um, but
As did I.
but I will tell you this much. And my uncle asked me the same question. And yes, actually, yeah, yesterday, he asked me if I was if I was gonna go, if I was planning on going, and this is not, because he knows we cover the team and everything like that. So he asked me if I was going, and I told him no, that I couldn't. Not that I couldn't, no, but no, that I'm not. And then he asked me why, and then I just told him, it was a little late and this and that. But the real reason why I'm not going, and one of the reasons why I kind of hesitated on going, was because at least from my perspective, from my point of view, I don't think there's anything more beautiful, more heartwarming, and more rich than to be able to watch, enjoy a final and watch your team win in and around family.
Oh,
I
100%.
think there's nothing that can compare to that. Even if you're there at the stadium, if you're not there with the people that you always watch the game with, the people that you grew up watching the game with the people you have that connection with, it's not going to be the same. And then
No,
if
completely agree.
America does end up lifting that 14th title, I will go up next to my uncle and I'll ask him, and I'll tell him, this is, while we're all in the moment, this is why I didn't leave. This is why I stayed. Because there's
100%.
there's no other place I'd rather be when America does lift a trophy than to be around those who those who I love, and that's my family, and whenever we get together for
100%.
big games like that. So I'll have to wait and see.
I'm the same way. You know me. I always watch every single game with my dad. I always say we try to.
Yeah,
Man, playoff time, classical time, we're always there. Nothing beats just sitting in that living room couch with the flat screen TV, just putting on America on the speakers and just watching the full 90 minutes. It's gonna be a fun one though, and I hope for both of us that we get to live another one of those moments.
definitely. And we invite every single one of you guys listening to this right now, that on game day, Sunday, you guys share a photo, tweet it out to us, send it to us on Instagram, send it to us on Twitter, whatever it may be. Tweet at us, Instagram us, your picture of you with your family, with your loved ones, with whoever it is who you're watching it with, whether it be your dog, whether it be your family, whoever or whatever you're watching it with. Share it with us. We'd love to post you guys on our social media, and showcase what the Aguila English community is looking like for Sunday's matchup. Whether you guys are going to be barbecuing, whether you guys are going to be doing carne asada, whether you guys are going to be on the grill or not, pizza, whatever it may be.
It's December 29th.
It's December 29th, and people will still bust out a grill. Believe me, I've seen crazier.
Honestly, I don't doubt it. Honestly, I honestly don't doubt it.
uh,
Honestly, I know I'm not doing that, but if you are, tweet us because I do want to see that actually.
yeah, we want to see that process. So tweet at us, Instagram us. We'd love to share you guys. We'd love to post you guys. So please, if you guys would like to be part of the preview of the final on our social media platforms, please add us or send that to us at @ResacaAmerica_US for Instagram, and at ResacaAmerica US for Twitter, so you guys know where to send that information. Like, again, we'd love to have you guys on there, because at the end of the day, you guys are the reason why we have this platform. So I might as well give you guys the chance to be on said platform. But Christian, we've delayed this enough. It's time to talk Monterrey versus America. America versus Monterrey. First leg is going to be at Monterrey Stadium. It hasn't been the best of places for us in recent years. It hasn't been the friendliest of places for us. But is it fair to say that I'm a little bit more confident in us actually getting a result in this match than in the prior two games that we've had?
I think no, I don't think it's a little bit out there. What I will say though is that I do hold Monterrey. I think as a better team than Tigres and Morelia, so I can see I can see it being a bit more difficult, but also I think Piojo has it drilled into their heads that, listen, whatever happened in the first leg against Tigres and the first leg against Morelia cannot happen, because this will make life very difficult for us. Even though it's at our stadium at a packed house, this You guys can't lose.
Yeah.
You guys cannot lose on Thursday. Whatever you do, do not lose on Thursday.
Look,
And I honestly do think, and I have the full count that the players understand that. And whatever happens on Thursday, I don't think it's gonna be us having to climb a mountain on Sunday.
oh, I hope not because look, I'm tired of. Look, it's great to be.
I can't do it no more.
Yeah,
Listen,
it's
the first leg, okay, I'll let it pass. The second leg, you're pushing it. The third leg, you know what? I think I'm a Veracruz fan after this. Even though they don't exist anymore, but I'm still gonna be a Veracruz fan.
it's crazy because it's just like it's like you did it one time, okay, second time, oh my gosh, if you do it a third time, as you're just asking, for yourself to lose at this point because
Exactly.
it's not that easy. It's not that easy to
Yeah,
do
no,
it three
it's
times in a row. It's not that easy. Get the job done right. Do your homework. Get the job done in one leg. Finish it off strong on the second leg. Lift that title. Simple as that. Nothing has to be a little bit out of the ordinary. Just do as you need to do. And as one of the reasons why I'm a little bit more confident is because America has gone through these scenarios twice already. So you would imagine if you didn't learn the first time, then you better have learned the second time, because if you do it again the third time, chances are you're not going to succeed in that sense. But
exactly.
America should have that drilled, like you said, in their minds, in their heads, that you can't do this again. You got to get a result. Two, like you mentioned, this Monterrey side seems to be way better than Morelia, and on paper maybe even better than Tigres. So I would imagine that Piojo is going to be more organized with his decision making. The players are going to understand that they're going up against a better roster than they have in the previous two games, because obviously in the final you're going up against, in theory, the best team besides you, right? So you have to be on your A game, both legs, 180 minutes, A game throughout the whole match. So I would imagine that since America has these two things kind of in their heads, kind of ingrained in them, they understand and they know, okay, we have to get the result. And what is the result? Well, we'll talk about that a little bit later. But America needs to go into Monterrey, play a good game, walk out with something, and then take it home to the Azteca and win. Right? Simple as that.
100%.
Now,
Simple,
but yet somehow America finds
doing it not so simple. But
America finds a way to complicate themselves every single time.
Yeah, no, I hope they don't, because I can't take this anymore. But given just everyone speaking leading up to this matchup, talking about the players, Piojo, etc. I really do think that they're focused and they're determined to give the fans a good showing on Thursday as well on Sunday. I do think that the players are ready to face this challenge. They know who Monterrey is. They respect Monterrey, and I think that just tells me that they have something up their sleeve. They know what they need to do to get that result you're talking about on Thursday and to finish it off on Sunday. We can just sit here and talk about how we feel like they can do it, but will they do it is the real question.
That is the real question. So, Christian, give me your predicted lineup for Thursday's matchup, which is just 72 hours away.
Yes, sir. This was I guess not as complicated, but the only thing that I did have a little bit problem with choosing was that left wing side. But I'll go with Ochoa in net, Paul Aguilar, Bruno Valdez, Emmanuel Aguilera, and Jorge Sanchez. Guido Rodriguez and Richard Sanchez in the center mid. One wing, I'll have Renato Ibarra. And on the other wing, this is where it got a little bit complicated, because you have a lot of options on that wing. You have Cordova. You can put Cordova. You can put Ibargüen. You can put Giovanni, Roger. So, out of all of that, I really do think Ibargüen is our best bet to go with this matchup. So I'll put Ibargüen there. And up top, you can't take away these two, Henry Martin and Federico Viñas.
Nice. That's actually a very, very solid lineup, because then you think about the bench and you have Gio, you have Cordova, you have Castillo,
you have Roger,
you have
Roger Martinez.
You have all this great potential to come in. You have Benedetti as well. You have options, right? You have options off the bench, and granted, maybe his name's not as big, but also as well, someone to come in and hold the midfield, and when Richards has some tired legs, or whenever you have to make kind of an adjustment,
Right. No, yeah, 100%. So I do think we have the squad to do it. It might not be, I guess, the prettiest names out there, but it's a talented squad. that that has shown time and time again throughout this league. Yeah, that when they're on their game, they're on their game. And when we need a big moment, these players respond and give us a big moment. Um, I think they're ready. I think this team is as drilled as they can be, as prepared as they can be. And honestly, I'll just say it right now. And if we don't win, and I just don't think that we were able to compete with them. I think they were just a better team, because this team does seem good as a unit on the field. So it was just that they were outplayed. But let's not hope for that though. Let's hope for a win. And I think these players can get it done.
No, yeah, definitely, definitely. Um, I mean, it's like you said, it's not gonna be an easy matchup, but how much is it gonna play against us that Monterrey is a little bit more fresher in regards to game time than us?
I don't think it should play that much of a favor, but don't expect us to. Well, I should say this: be a little bit surprised if you see us constantly in their zone, in their area, pressing and attacking and shooting, because I do think they're going to be a little bit more refined in that sense. I think they're going to be the ones to take control of the early stages of the match, just because they have been playing and they're all right. You know what? We're kicking off again. Let's just do what we normally do. Just play the ball. Feel them out. So I don't think it should play that much of a favor, that much of a favor into them. But don't be surprised if you see them, just take a little bit of initiative going forward.
So now, with that understanding of the Monterrey, maybe on a better rhythm than America, because let's face it, America's in this situation twice in this Liga. All right, we're in this situation twice. When we played against Tigres in the quarters, we had a week off, practically
We had
almost
a week
two,
off.
because of the whole
Yes,
international break. Now we're in the
two
same
and a half
situation.
actually.
Yeah, now we're in the same situation again, right?
Hmm.
So, do you think, okay, America hopefully learns from every single mistake, every single lesson that they've had to endure within this Liga, having 2 weeks off, having to come back, having to learn how to manage a game and play it right, not having to come back and actually get the game plan set and done in the right stages. Hopefully all of this
Hmm.
accumulates to this Thursday's game as a very well showcasing of what this team and what this game can be for them. Now, you mentioned that Monterrey is going to be on the aggressive side. Monterrey is going to take the game to us. Why? Because they're Monterrey, because they're at home, and like you said, they feel like they carry the momentum, especially after that Liverpool game. The media is hyping them up. They are hyping themselves up. They're saying they're going to take this game to us. That in themselves can be their own downfall, right?
It can. It can.
If they're too much on cloud nine, we swoop right under them and we get a result. We get the win. We take something to this Azteca that we can hold on to and we can grow from there,
Hmm.
right? So
100%. Yeah.
if you're gonna be if America knows that they're gonna take the game to them, you have to understand that your biggest attack is having good defense. If you can shut yourself out, if you can close off spaces, and if you can close off Monterrey, which by the way are a fast team, they're very impulsive, they're very good, they're very technical, and they are not afraid to shoot. So, what's the best way to cut off their options? Zonal marking, I would imagine. Don't mark so much a player. Mark the space. Close the space. Close the gaps. Guido and Richard gonna have a very important
Oof.
job. Very important job to drop back, hold off that midfield, and then find a way to relieve the pressure and push off. Viñas, such an important player in this game, not because of what he offers offensively, but what he offers physically on that pitch. He's a very tall
Yes.
guy.
Hmm.
He's a very physical kid. So use that to your advantage.
Hmm.
Give the ball to him. Let him hold the ball. Let him play off of everyone else. Henry could do the
Yeah.
same thing, but I would imagine Henry needs a little bit. Henry, I would imagine, is a little bit faster than Viñas. So I would have liked
Yeah. I
to. I'd
totally agree.
like to see Henry get behind some of these defenders, try to get opportunities in front of goal, especially on the counter attack, which I know we're gonna get plenty of them if Monterrey comes out to play the game that they're all expected to come out to play. You
Hmm.
know.
Yeah.
Like we said,
100%.
wingers very important as to what they do
Oh
to relieve
yeah.
the pressure and to fall back. And yeah, it's just what can can this team work as a unit for not just this 90 minutes, but for the remaining 90 minutes that were to come in this
Mhm.
Azteca. So,
Right.
with all of that said, with everything in mind, What is your prediction for Thursday's match?
Whew. We need a result. I think it's very crucial for us to get the result going into the stick on Sunday. It's hard, man. It's really hard because Monterrey have such great offensive power. They have a player who kind of is becoming that Boselli. Funes Mori just always seems to score on us for some reason. And right now he has a fire lit under him. He had a good performance at the Club World Cup, so he's on cloud nine. So he's feeling like he can do whatever whatever just comes to him, just touches the goal, I guess. Um, so like, I think I'm gonna go 2-1, 2-1 America.
2-1 America. Wow, that's really optimistic. I'm going.
That is optimistic.
I'm going with a 1-1. I think that's still a result for America. I think you get that. I mean, there's no away goals in this situation, so
No, it's not away
it
goals.
doesn't really
Obviously, yeah.
matter.
I didn't say my predictions in the way goals. I just do think that some they're gonna slip up somewhere. I do think that you made a great point on them being on cloud nine and the media hyping them up, but I really do think they're gonna slip somewhere. Um, and I just think we're gonna capitalize. I think that we have the right players to do it, to capitalize, especially if Ibargüen can kind of give Stefan Medina a run for his money, and if Renato can give Van Gioni a run for his money. Um, I really don't think we can do it. So 2-1.
2-1. I'm going 1-1 for America. I think they can get themselves a goal, and Monterrey maybe put one past us. I mean, obviously a clean sheet for America would be ideal. But that's tough. That's really tough, especially in away territory. We've noticed that America has not
So yeah,
been able to do so. But 1-1 I think would be quite frankly a pretty good result for America coming out of Monterrey Stadium, leading off to the Estadio Azteca in a game in which America is going to have to take the game to Monterrey. America is going to have to control the game. America is going to have to play their type of football in their home stadium. Don't let Monterrey run the show at your own home grounds. Maneuver yourself to capitalize on open spaces that if you do end up coming away with a win, you'll be able to capitalize because of their constant pressure towards you. You can relieve it off the counterattack. If not, make deep runs, hold the ball, move it around, get a feel for it. It's your home stadium, it's your own crowd. Play your game, play to your tactics, and I think Piojo can get the job done and can get it right in both stadiums. So it will be interesting to see what happens in the Estadio Azteca as well. But nonetheless, it's going to be a packed house. It's going to be a great atmosphere. It's going to be something that we haven't seen in quite some time. Well, not really because we saw it a year ago, but it's going to be.
but granted, it wasn't our home fans though.
Yeah,
Granted,
yeah.
it was more Cruz Azul fans, but that's only because they were the regulated home team. That's the only reason why. So they were given first priority. But nonetheless, though, we're gonna have a great atmosphere.
Gonna have a great atmosphere. And
I will say this though, just to cut you. Sorry to cut you off. I will say this though. Monterrey throughout this league hasn't shown to be that Monterrey powerhouse went away. If we do remember correctly, they tied 1-1 at Santos after beating Santos 5-2. Granted, I guess the scoreline did have something to do with it. I guess they weren't as aggressive because of the scoreline. But we look back at the Necaxa game where they only beat them 2-1 in the first leg at their home, but then only proceeded to beat them 1-0 at their home, and that was a late goal too
minute.
as well. Exactly. So, and Monterrey, that was a little bit more pressured Monterrey because Necaxa scored one. Then okay, now we gotta get going. So, not to hype anyone or give anyone false hope, but I think Monterrey are definitely a much better home team than away team, and that should play a lot into our favor, especially knowing that the atmosphere that we're gonna bring to them on Sunday. So, everything. I really do think this series is gonna be heavily on the first leg, and I think that's why we're emphasizing the first leg so much because it's been kind of almost our kryptonite this Liga, and if we allow that to happen again, then our chances are looking good to make another comeback. But yeah, that first leg kind of means a lot.
It does. And talk about second leg. Give me your prediction for the second leg.
well, I just said Monterrey really isn't that good of a away team, but I still don't think that they're gonna win again. So I think I'm gonna go another 2-1.
Another 2-1. I was actually gonna go 2-1 for the Estadio
Mm-hmm.
Azteca game as well.
Yeah. So should be a fun match though.
Should be a
Should be a
fun
fun.
matchup. Fun matchup. I don't know about you, but the nerves just got to me right now.
Yeah, a little bit chills here and there,
A
but
lot of
I usually
chills.
don't tend to get this way because I get hyped, and then the last time I got this hype was against Leon, and we all know how that ended. So I just stopped getting these pre-game, pre-week chills. I just when it's the 89th minute and we're up a goal, that's when the nerves hit me and like, yo, ref, end this now, please. I can't take this no more. Like everything just comes to me all in one bang, and that's when the nerves happen. But I just can't wait, man. This Thursday,
This Thursday.
9:36 kickoff time, which is pretty weird, but
Super
we're
weird.
gonna go with it though.
Yeah.
And let's break this curse of the sixth place.
Sixth place versus eighth place, by the way. It should be interesting. So
Yeah.
that game is going to be Sunday, 6:15 kickoff. Another kind of weird time for a final.
Yeah, weird time.
6:15 kickoff here in Pacific time. 8:15 over there in Central. 9:15 for you over there, Christian. Should be interesting. Sunday night should be a real clash of titans. And I mean, if you're Piojo, what do you tell these guys? I mean, in whatever the situation may be, whatever the scenario might be coming off of Thursday, going into Sunday, I think the message has to be clear. And the message has to be given at least prior to Thursday as well. I think you sit down with these boys and you got to get the message clear. Don't you think, Christian? You got to get it across,
100%.
right?
I think he's been giving out little messages here and there since they all got back together after their mini break. I really do think Pio has something planned for these guys. He's just getting them hyped up and hyped but calm, hyped but relaxed.
Hype.
Knowing yeah, but knowing that there's a task to be completed, that they've accomplished something, but they have accomplished nothing. And in order to do that, they're gonna have to be 100%, 101% focused throughout the two matches on Thursday and Sunday. Whatever doubts I have about Piojo, he is a very good manager when it comes to these kind of matches. And I don't know, I just have this feeling that he just has something crazy up his sleeve that he's gonna show us on Thursday and Sunday.
I hope so. But the message has to be clear. And the message has to be upfront. And I think these players need to know and they need to understand that you have everything in your power. You have everything that comes with being an America player. So now you have the opportunity to inscribe your name into America history. You can walk into the pitch as a hero, but you can leave out of it as a legend. You have the opportunity to come into the stadium, come into the Azteca, ingrain yourself into this America history, into this America culture, and potentially walk out as the best team of the decade. Can you imagine yourself? You've built up everything up to this. You've dedicated hours and hours and hours to making yourself the player who you are, and then you can instill all of that with a final recap and lift a trophy. I think there's nothing better to be said, to be pushed, to be drawn by these players than to go out there, showcase it, play for the fans, play for yourself, play for the team, showcase it, show that you want it more than anyone else on that pitch, and you will grace yourself with glory by the fans, by the media, by whoever it may be. You have the opportunity to walk into that stadium and leave as a legend, as one of the best teams, to know that you've helped ingrain into the Liga MX history, Club America, the team of the decade. There's nothing else, nothing better.
Nothing better.
So now you go out there and you win the 14th.
That's all we ask for. That's all I ask Santa for, at least.
And let's hope so. But let us know your predictions. Tweet us or on Instagram. Just let us know what is you guys' prediction. We are excited to be able to bring you guys yet another final. Christian, it's our third final we get to cover in regards to America. If we don't count the Campeón de Campeones, that would be four. And if we don't count the Atlanta United game for the
Oh
Leagues
yeah,
Cup,
let's not talk about
that
that.
would have been
That
that would have been five. So
would have been five, but
we've been graciously been given these great opportunities to be able to give to the community some great coverage, and we hope that you guys have liked it up to this point. We have many of new ideas on how to bring you guys even better coverage, better content for the upcoming year. Really, thank you. And I know we mentioned that we're not really on holiday mood because of this whole final. We do want to take a time out and say from me, from Christian, from Dylan, from everybody in the Eagle Eye podcast family, we'd like to extend our wishes, our happy holidays, Merry Christmas to every single one of you guys listening and to your families. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to be be your guys' host in all things Las Águilas del América. Thank you for following us over on Twitter. Thank you for following us through this journey that was, the Eagle Eye podcast with Resaca America and everything that's come of it this year. We will have a big 100th episode, regardless of what happens, whether we're crying tears of joy, and hopefully that's all the case. But we do want to give you guys a big thank you coming up in the next episode. 100 episodes made because of you guys, is 100 episodes that we have dedicated ourselves because of every single thing that we're able to do. You guys are being able to receive it with great love and courage towards us. So thank you so much for everything. Like we mentioned, happy holidays, Merry Christmas to every single one of you guys. Hope you guys are excited for the final. We will be covering every single detail of it from Thursday to Sunday, and from here on out, from when you're listening to this podcast until the final whistle blows, you guys can count on us to be doing our job and to be doing everything to bring you guys all things Las Águilas del América in English for our community. Christian, anything else you want to say in regards to this final?
in regards to this final, I hope I don't lose another 10 years of my life. Besides that, though, I really hope everyone here enjoys the final. I know I will. Like Ivan said, I just wanted to just stop by for a minute and say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to every single one of you guys. I hope you guys spend it well with whoever you spend it with, whether it be your friends, family, whoever it is. I hope you guys have a great and wonderful time. And I hope you guys are crying tears of joy come Sunday, because it's I have a really strong feeling that's going to be a very very happy and very sentimental moment for us lifting the 14th and being the team of the decade. So arriba las águilas.
There you go. Arriba las Águilas. America versus Monterrey. It's the final, ladies and gentlemen. It's coming to it's coming to fruition right here. It's coming soon, and we can't wait. We're excited. We're ready to go. And so thank you to every single one of you guys who tuned in, who's been listening to us from the beginning, and who's gonna be with us every minute of the way for this final. We owe you guys a debt of gratitude. Before we end the podcast, this is the segment where we start Christmas caroling. So you guys maybe want to fast forward this part. No. I want to take a minute out and say happy birthday, congratulations to Christian right here. We wasn't able to do this last week before his birthday, so might as well, better late now than never. Christian, I hope you enjoyed your birthday. I saw that you had a wonderful time with your friends and your family. I just want to say thank you for being on the show. Thank you for being committed as you are to the podcast. Thank you for being the young man that you are, for the work ethics that you bring to the table, for everything, the resilience, the commitment. Really, you're one of a kind, my man, and I'm proud to call you a brother, and I'm really really happy and excited to have you on the show, on the team. And really, if Dylan was here, he can attest to this. I don't think we could have found anyone better to join us than you, man. So happy birthday, 21, and dude, you're one of the youngest guys doing this, and believe me, you're one of the best already. So keep going, keep thriving, and you'll go further than any of us could ever imagine. So congratulations, Christian. I hope everybody here from the Aguilas English community extends a happy birthday to you as well. But hopefully America can bring home that 14th title and give you a little bit of an extra gift.
Yeah, man, thank you. It means a lot coming from you, and I know Dylan would say the same thing. So thank you, Dylan, as well. Yeah, man, just being here, just growing with you guys. It's learning from you guys. It's been a journey. It's been a blessing. It's honestly changed my life for the better, and I'm just very happy to have guys like you in my life forever. And I really do hope my birthday wish come true, and that is America lifting the 14th. So thank you again, it means a lot. Thank you to everyone who wished me happy birthday because there were some of you who did, and I saw you guys. Thank you guys so much. It really means a lot to me. Just building a little platform here is it's crazy to me. And I hope just our big family just keeps getting bigger and bigger for years to come. So let's get this championship on Sunday, boys.
Let's get it. We'll see you guys next week on Monday, as well as the 31st will also be a day of celebration. But we'll be back Monday,
Yeah.
a week from now, and to talk all things Las Águilas del América. And it will be our 100th episode, so you don't want to miss any second of this. And if you're listening to this on iTunes, Spotify, and or SoundCloud, make sure you guys tune in the week of, because you guys don't want to miss this. We're going to be hopefully doing plenty of big things for you guys, and hopefully commemorating you guys for the great love and support that you guys have showed us. And we'll be talking all things Seguidores del América and the final, and hopefully a number 14 will be in discussion. Alrighty then, without further ado, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. Have yourselves a wonderful night. Make sure to join us on Sunday over on Twitter and Instagram, as we'll be bringing you guys the utmost best coverage in English language coverage in regards to all things Las Águilas del América. Christian, as always, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming on to the show.
Favorite time of the week, you know this, my boy.
All right, favorite time of the week. Dylan's presence and spirit, thank you for being here. I know that the Cowboy Dan isn't able to make it today, but he is here with us in spirit, and we know that he would probably have said something in regards to the game by now. So thank you guys for everything. We wish you guys a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. We'll see you guys a week from now, and as always, take care. Until next time, and oh yeah, Arriba America.